Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm back once again with another review, and this time I'm going to review Mortal Kombat. Right here, folks. Oh yeah, just ignore the Annihilation out here too. If you see it, yeah, it's a 2-pack disc. I was never meant to get Annihilation, but yeah, I can't. It's a 2-pack disc. And Mortal Kombat came out in 1995 or 94, I think. Like the senior Street Fighter was made. And it's directed by Paul Anderson. Okay, the plot of the movie, let me get you up to speed on the plot. Yeah, before I get into the plot, get you up to speed on the plot, this is a shout out to my man, the Review King MD, and Ramroth for life. What's up, guys? But anyways, right, Mortal Kombat, it's starring, Lyndon Lashby, Kerry Hiroki Tawaga, yeah, you know what I'm talking about, and Robin Sham, Bridget Wilson, and Christopher Lambert. Okay, the opening sequence, which is when we see some guy who happens to find out it's Liu Kang's brother, Chan, squaring off against Shang Tsung, which fight doesn't last so long, which, the guy who's fighting Shang Tsung, he's not a main character, so he's not gonna die. He ain't gonna survive, so. Yeah, so Shang Tsung defeats him easily, takes his soul, and realizes it's a dream sequence. It's Liu Kang's dream sequence that his brother got killed. So it turns out Liu Kang gets a letter from his grandfather, I think from Hong Kong, and, no, not Hong Kong, who returns to his, Liu Kang's in America, Liu Kang played by Robin Shao, who returns to his home palace, he returns to his homeland, because his brother got killed, his brother got killed. And no, forget about that. I want to catch up. Like I said, I was going to catch up the speed on the plot. The main plot of the movie is that let's see, how should I put this? Shang Tsung, played by Kerry, whatever his name is. I can't pronounce the whole damn thing. See, Shang Tsung is the main villain. He's the main bad guy in the movie. A soul-sucking psychopath. He works for the Emperor. We know who the Emperor is, so it's pretty obvious. So yeah, it's about Earth is supposedly being taken over by evil, and Shang Tsung and his minions won 9 Mortal Kombats. They won 9 Mortal Kombats. This is explained by Raiden, later in the movie, somewhere in the movie. Yeah, Shang Tsung and his minions won 9 Mortal Kombats. And if they win 1 more, which they're supposed to win 10 Mortal Kombats, and then they take over Earth. Then the Emperor, they take over Earth. Yeah, I don't want to give. If anybody who hasn't seen this movie, I don't want to give away who the Emperor is, and nobody hasn't seen this movie. But so Earthrealm's best warriors has to defeat Shang Tsung and his minions, and keep Earth safe, keep the Earth safe from being taken over by evil. Now getting to our main characters. We have Liu Kang, Johnny Cage, and Sonya Blade. And Lord Raiden. Let's see. And let's see. The first three I mentioned had their reasons. They had their reasons. Well, everyone has their reasons to join the Mortal Kombat tournament. And he offered to join the Mortal Kombat tournament to prove themselves of what? Liu Kang wants to find his brother's killer. He doesn't know who it is yet. He wants vengeance, revenge for his brother's death. Johnny Cage, who happens to be a douchebag who happens to be some douchebag, wisecracking movie star. His reason of joining Mortal Kombat tournament, being part of the Mortal Kombat tournament, is because, he wants to prove to the world that he's not a fake. To prove to the world that he's not a fake and to further his career, his acting career. And Lieutenant Sonya Blade happens to be part of the tournament to track and hunt down a ruthless thug by the name of Kano, who killed her partner. So now we have our characters and their plots. So there's a couple of subplots. There's also subplots, in this movie. There's a few subplots in this movie too. But so pretty much this movie has a few bit of subplots. These characters have the reasons of joining the tournament, being in the tournament, and okay, then what are my thoughts about this movie? As a kid, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it when I was a kid. I was fucking excited when I heard this movie was coming out, because I'm a diehard Mortal Kombat fan. I'm a fucking diehard Mortal Kombat fan. Don't get me wrong. I love the Mortal Kombat franchise. You know what I'm saying? And I'll be honest with you, Raiden and Johnny Cage are two of my favorite characters. Jax is my main favorite character, who is only briefly seen for a short period of time in this movie. And, what I noticed in this movie, there's also a few elements of Mortal Kombat 2. Like, there's a few elements of Part 2, Mortal Kombat 2. Well, then again, there's a few elements of Mortal Kombat 2. Can you figure it out? Yeah, like I said, I mentioned one of them, which is Jax, who we shortly seen in the beginning of the movie with Sonya. First in this movie, we see Jax with Sonya, and Princess Kitana is also another element of Part 2. Oh, what the hell? I'll name every element of Part 2. Since we know Kitana's in it, and Jax, 2 minutes, like earlier with Sonya in the first 10 minutes of the movie. And then what are the elements from Part 2? Let's see. Let me think. Liu Kang's bicycle kick when there's a scene where Liu Kang was fighting a reptile. And he does the bicycle kick. Yes, that's another element of Part 2. And tell you the truth, I just forgot. There's 4 elements of Part 2. If somebody knows what that one is, help me out. Unless it comes back to me. But anyways, and what do I think about let's say they all join the tournament along with other fighters, and and at some point sooner or later they're gonna go up against another villain by the name of Goro, who's the reigning champion of Mortal Kombat. And so basically, some of the movie is based on the video game. The only biggest complaint that I have is there's no bloodshed in this movie. It's a PG-13 movie, and there's no bloodshed. Otherwise, it would have been rated R. It would have been a rated R movie. Because Mortal Kombat goes down in history as one of the most brutal and the most violent, blood-soaked video games in history, in fighting game history. And I tell you, the bloodshed is what really got my attention when I first recognized this, when I first saw this game. And I was hooked to it. It's like a fucking drug. What can I say? I mean, to tell you the truth, I'm not impressed with the movie. But at the same time, I don't hate it either. So I'm not, my reaction towards this movie, I'm not bashing it like I would. I'm not bashing it like I should. You know, because I mean, there were some good decent fight scenes. There was only three fights that I liked. Let's see, Liu Kang was fighting some guy. The first fight was Liu Kang was fighting some guy. That was a decent fight. Then later in the movie, he fights Reptile. That fight was pretty good. That fight was pretty decent. He was fighting Reptile. It's pretty cool. But the most epic fight scene is Johnny Cage and Scorpion. That's my favorite fight. That's my favorite fight scene throughout the entire fucking movie. With Johnny Cage and Scorpion mixing it up. That was epic. That's the epic fight. I'll always remember that, because a couple times when I had the VHS, I used to always rewind it back. To see those two go at it. You know, I used to always watch those two go at it. I love that scene. That's the best fucking fight ever. Yeah. Let's see. And there's a fight scene with Kano versus Sonya when Sonya finally catches up, gets a piece of Kano. That was weak. But then again, so they're just actors. They're not real martial artists. They're just actors. The guy who played Kano actually looks like Kano. It's a good resemblance to the video game character. And Sonya Blade was kind of a bitch. She was a bitch in the majority of the movie. You know, who Johnny Cage, who happens to be the love interest of Johnny Cage, sorta. Yeah, who happens to spend the majority of the movie hitting on Sonya. And Liu Kang happens to spend some of the movie, chasing after Katana. Yeah, Katana becomes the love interest of Liu Kang towards the end into the other sequel. Yeah, that's not the point of the movie. But, yeah, so, I think, and Raiden does not do much in this movie. Well, and, so one of the biggest complaints is there's no bloodshed. This is supposed to be a blood-soaked, Mortal Kombat's supposed to be a blood-soaked video game. And there's no freaking bloodshed in this movie. The only kind of blood was just Shang Tsung getting punched in the mouth by Liu Kang, but whatever. And anyways, another complaint that I have is Raiden. Don't even know, Christopher Lambert did a decent job as Raiden. Except he didn't do much in the movie except fucking talk. Except he wore the hat only in one scene. The trademark hat. He wore that in only that one scene. It flips Liu Kang over. That's the only scene he wears the hat. And we don't see him without it throughout the rest of the movie. We see Raiden not wearing his hat. Come on, what's up with this, man? That's disappointing. He's not wearing his traditional hat. Oh, man. I would say the only decent character the only decent characters that I liked in this movie was Johnny Cage and Scorpion. Only two, and because that's the only fight scene actually, I think that fight scene was epic, like I said before. But let's see. The acting was not bad. The acting was pretty decent. The acting was okay. It was alright. The acting was not bad. I'm not saying I enjoyed it. I only enjoyed it when I was a kid. Well, looking back at this movie, it's worth a watch. I'll say this movie, Mortal Kombat, is worth a watch. Because again, I'm a diehard fan of Mortal Kombat. I love the franchise. I love the franchise. And, you know, so I'll give this movie, you see, some of the special effects were pretty good. Some of the special effects were not half bad. And the job they did with Goro, creating the Goro character, it could have been better. Could have did a better job, but thank God they did not use CGI to make Goro. Imagine how, because if they use CGI to make Goro, it would look so fucking horrible. I can imagine how Goro would look with used CGI, which I'm glad they didn't. Thank God. They did what they could. Okay, yeah, sure. And also another complaint that I have, some of the things just happen to happen. Like, yeah, Sonya goes from this ass-kicking chick to damsel in distress. She gets kidnapped by Shang Tsung. Yeah, and the final showdown between Liu Kang and Shang Tsung, that was pretty predictable. That was kind of predictable. We knew that was going to happen. To tell you the truth, I don't know who I would love to see Shang Tsung fight. Well, we already knew he was going to be fighting Liu Kang, so it's obvious. Yeah, so Liu Kang avenges his brother's death. He finds out it's Shang Tsung who killed his brother. And all Raiden did was just... Actually, I would love to see Shang Tsung and Raiden throw hands. I would have loved it. That would have been another epic fight. Good, because Raiden symbolizes good, and Shang Tsung symbolizes evil, like light. Raiden symbolizes light. Yeah, god of lightning, obviously. And Shang Tsung represents darkness. Who represents darkness. So it's pretty obvious. That would have been an epic fight. You see, Lord Raiden and Shang Tsung mixed it up. That would have been pretty epic. That would have been the most epic fight, man. I would have loved to see that, but well, unfortunately we didn't get that. So, okay, so alright. So that's my review on Mortal Kombat, and man, I'm not looking forward to reviewing Annihilation. I'm not looking forward to reviewing Annihilation. This movie fucking sucked. Oh, just goes without saying, the ending part, where the good guys win, and they all live happily ever after, or do they? That finally we get a glimpse of who the Emperor is, and hey, it's Shao Kahn. I mean, I've been spoiling this movie pretty much now. I'm not spoiling it anyway. The Emperor Shao Kahn Shang Tsung keeps addressing Shao Kahn as the Emperor, so it's pretty obvious, right? So, what can I say? When we see Shao Kahn appear as a ghost in the clouds, it's like, so so it's an awesome, epic ending into a shitty sequel. The ending was pretty awesome. It was epic. That was another epic part of the movie, was the ending. Right into a shitty fucking sequel that I'm gonna bash the shit out of when I get a chance to review it. Yeah. Anyways, before I conclude this review, originally I was gonna review both movies. Well, this one's a review. Annihilation is gonna be a rant. So, in the next review on Annihilation is gonna be a rant. I guarantee it. Mark my words. Because Annihilation fucking sucked. It really sucked, man. I'm not looking forward to reviewing it, but I'm gonna fucking trash the shit out of it. Let you know how I feel about it. So that's my review on Mortal Kombat. And I would rate Mortal Kombat. I'm gonna give it 2.5 stars. 2.5 out of 5 stars. Yeah, so it's not a great movie, but it's not the worst. I didn't enjoy the movie, but I didn't hate the movie either. At the same time, I didn't hate the movie. Because some of the elements they did sort of stay true to the video game. So, in some sorts, stay true to the video game. In some sorts. Some. So once again, my shout out to Review King MB and Ramron for Life. Thanks for watching. Leave your comments below. Let me know what you think. And tell me what you think of Mortal Kombat if you've seen it. If not, check it out. It's worth a watch. It's worth a watch. That's all I got to say about that. You let me know what you think after you check it out. So, like, comment, subscribe, and until next time, see you later.